Hello everyone and welcome to today's episode of Box in the Garage. I'm your host Johnny Box, and today we got Max with us again, of course, and Guinivere. We're gonna be doing a little middle of winter maintenance. Now normally this is the kind of maintenance that you'd want to do before winter hits, but you know, we're getting to it. The worst is yet to come of winter, so it's really not even winter yet, you know. Anyway, I think we're going to start with the simple oil change. Make sure all our tires are good. And just give Guinevere a general all around cleanup and get back on the road. Just as simple as that. On old Guinevere here, she's got the Ford 302 oil. Dipsticks right here too. That's usually a good thing to check. I already know it's low because it's time to change my oil. And that's the way it goes. Kind of smells like gas. It's getting worse. That's not good. Is it really? Okay, I like to put the oil cap right here where you won't be able to close the hood without hitting that, and that reminds you that there's no oil in it. And the only time you put the cap back on is once you put oil back in it. So don't put the cap back on until there's oil in it. Put the cap somewhere that you will see it before you go to start up your vehicle. Okay. What do you think, Max? Put her up in the air now, huh? Yeah. Living it up, living it right. Okay, little lift safety 101. First thing you want to remember, you want your load to be as level as possible. Both this way, what's the other way? Oh yeah, and this way, obviously. You know, side to side, we want the same load. You put too much weight on one side versus the other side, bang, snap, explosions, bad stuff happens. So don't do that. Next thing, once you just pick it up in the air a little bit, just stop for a second. Make sure everything's nice and level. Take another look at it. It just takes a second to set her back down and change it around. Also, I like to come in and grab something and shake it real good. And if it don't fall off, it probably ain't going to fall off when you're just doing a simple oil change. Get into some crazier stuff, you got to get into some crazier stuff. But we're doing some pretty simple stuff today, not wrenching real hard. So, as long as she passes the shake test and doesn't fall off the lift, we're good. All the rest of the way back up we go. Now we're locked in. She's in place, not going anywhere. Make sure when she comes down and locks in that it locks level, and then we're good. And then take another eyeball at your stuff. Make sure we're solid. We're solid. She leaks a little bit of oil, but I ain't doing anything about that this winter because it's winter time. It's cold, and I got to drive this baby to work every day. So changing all the seals on a motor don't sound like much fun. I don't know, man. Well, anyways, you want to wait until she's really got all the oil out. But, I mean, it's only going to get so much out. And really, if you want to get all of it out, the best thing to do is to take the oil filter off, and because then more, you introduce a little bit more air into that oil system over there, which lets a little bit come out of this tube over there, which ends up coming out over here. So if you just put this back in, then take your oil filter off, it's going to dump some more oil back into the bottom of this pan here, and then that's going to stay there unless you came back over, took that out and put it back in. Or if you had a big enough drain pan, you could take them both off and then they'd both drain out and you get all the oil out. But I don't care that much. So I'm going to put the drain plug back in because it's going to leak most of it out anyways. Well, all of it eventually. By the time, hey, there ain't gonna be no original oil left in this by the time next oil change runs around. So one day, after the engine rebuild, I'm at about either 160 or 260, no, 20. It's probably 220,000 miles. Ain't too bad. Ain't too bad. He's a runner. But yeah, she'll get the works one day. One day. Okay. And then around, it's kind of a tricky spot, this oil filter here. It's tucked way up in there. If you're doing this on the ground, you might have a hard time finding it. Especially since I got the suspension all sprung out, it's nice. But, you got some blowed out springs. That thing's a pain to get to, because you can't get to it from the top. You think you can, but you can't. So, hopefully Johnny didn't tighten this up too much. So strong. Anyway, I need to just pull that one off and move Dad's light so that it don't get oil on it. You guys saw it. There she goes, and it'll drip down somewhere. Well, not really any came out. Like no oil came out of there. That's not, she was probably just a little low when she came in. Anyway, new oil filter. I don't know if this one's going to work as good as the other one, but we'll try it. A little schmoo oil on there. Some people say it should be clean. It don't. It's not going into your engine, that portion. So that's just so you can get it off next time. And you put her on, just hand tight, and then you should be able to take it off. Hand tight next time, and it shouldn't leak. But if it leaks a little, I don't really care, but it shouldn't leak at all. Alright, now usually somewhere in your manual or on the interweb or whatever, you can find your oil capacity. Make sure you get enough oil, make sure you get the right oil, or definitely don't want to go on the thin side. If you get a little bit thicker, it ain't really, I don't really know much, but to me, oil is pretty much oil. Some of it is better than others, but it's oil. Some of it is better suited to do certain things, but it's oil. It needs to lubricate, to keep things cool so they don't overheat, yada, yada, yada. Okay. I usually put 5W20 or 530 in here. Somebody might think it needs 1040 or this, that, or the other. I used to put diesel in there, old Derek from Vice Grip Garage, he loves that stuff. I tried that for a little while, mainly because I had a couple quarts just sitting there. I just got some 520, I think. What did I get? Oh, I got 1030. Whatever I said, that's not what I'm putting in. Got some 1030 here. Pretty sure Guinivere takes 5 quarts. We're going to put 5 quarts in it, start it up, check the oil, make sure we're good. Now, when you're doing this, especially with the big jugs, I'd recommend you use a funnel. Nobody's that good. And then you're pouring oil. all over your like, exhaust manifolds and stuff. It burns, it stinks, it's nasty stuff. Okay, let the oil cover the motor that comes out the bottom, not that you pour in the top. I like this one. You know, it's kind of almost a box shape, so that's kind of, you know, like Johnny Box, but it's got good capacity. Kind of locks itself in there nice. In there nice. Then you can take your, oh nice. They started taking these little seals off of them. That's good. Why do we need them? Okay, why do I need them? I don't. That's the simple answer. And we're gonna put full 5 quarts in there. I think that's right. Come on, fill up. I like to see how close I can get it to the edge. Play it dangerously. But that's also kind of a nice thing about this square one. It locks itself into the position there, and it don't come out when you fill it up a little too much. You get some of them that are a little bit too tall, and they'll kind of wobble, weeble all over the place, and that ain't no, it just ain't no good. That you get you a square one, locks itself into a square compartment. Bada boom, bada bing. You got yourself a nice stable funnel. We got her full. And some people like to sit there and drain, but a bunch is gonna leak out anyways. Remember, we got our cat sitting right there in the same spot as it was. We're full of oil. We can put the cat back on because we know she's full of oil. Now we should be all set. Let's start it up. So when we come in here, we're going to start her up. We're going to keep our eye on that oil pressure gauge there. Make sure when it starts up, you want to watch that oil pressure gauge fill right up. It might take it a second, or you might, if you don't have a gauge, it'll just be a light. And you know, just make sure you got oil pressure and know how your vehicle tells you that you don't have oil pressure. Now that she's been started and shut back off, we'll come back again, check our oil via the dipstick. Make sure you wipe first and put her back in. And I'm thinking it's 6 quarts. Probably 6 quarts. Okay, then, now once you've started it, and if you're a little low and you need to add, you don't need to start your vehicle again to check it. So when you start your vehicle after changing your oil, what you're doing is filling up the filter with oil. You let it pump, fills with the filter, that's got a, you know, amount of capacity. If you were to check your oil by just filling it without starting it, it's going to appear more full than it is because it hasn't filled up that spot. So since we've already started it, them fluid passages are already full. We don't need to start it again now that we've added some and already started it. Does that make sense? You following where I'm going? You get it? Okay. Also, we don't need to wipe it off again because we didn't start it again. Look at that. We're right in the center of the crosshatch. I mean, I got it rolling, but it's in the middle. Since we were in the middle, I'm going to put it right up to the top since it's going to leak out anyways. Oil change completed. Now you might have noticed when I pulled Guinevere in here, she had a little bit of a slant to her gate, you know what I mean? That'd be because one of them tires is running out of air pretty regularly. So I think we're going to try and fix that problem today. Unfortunately, that wheel's got a stripped out wheel stud, so we got to fix that problem first. So let's get Guinevere back up in the air, take you over, and work on pulling out, getting this wheel off so we can get it cleaned up, find the leak on it. I just realized You know what? It's a great time to do a shout out to my old man, Mike from Pine Ridge Garage. Thanks, Dad, for letting me use your garage to do a little wintertime maintenance. He's out of town right now, and he took his big old meaty impact with him, and this is going to be a huge pain to work on with no impact because it's a stripped wheel stud. So what we're going to do instead is check all the air in the tires and make sure they're good for another, I don't know, I think I filled it up about a month ago, so, you know, it'll be good for a little bit. And go and shake all the wheels and make sure they ain't falling off. Yeah, sounds like a good plan. That'd probably get me through winter. What do you think, Max? Yeah, be good. Well, I don't think anything's gonna just come flying off. So that's good. We're just gonna get the soap bottle out and see if we can't find where the leak is. Right there on the tire. Good chance I ain't gonna be able to fix it on the wheel, but maybe we'll try. Now, when you do this, I got this pressured back up to about 35 psi. That's where I like to run it. Make sure you pressure the tire back up. And then get yourself some soap, whatever soap you got to work. Dish soap, just mix some up in a spray bottle and spray it on there. Or if you don't have a spray bottle, just get it on there somehow. Okay, that's what I was afraid of. Bead leak. We're gonna have to call this tire Michael Bublé. Okay. That stinks. If it was up in this area, you know, we could just throw a patch in it. With it being there, our options are a bit limited on how to fix that. I got a stem puller deal here, and we're gonna take the air out the quick way. Make sure you don't lose this. I mean, they're not that expensive there at the part store, but you know, it kind of stinks if you lose one, because how are you gonna go get another one? Because you probably ain't got one sitting out there on the shelf. Anyway, we're gonna let all that air come out, and well, we're gonna try and fix this legitimately. Which to do that, we need to break that bead. Get something sandy in there, clean her up, and then, you know, hopefully it seals up that time. Why did that thing speed up? That was weird. So right under the T, I think, is about where the bubbles were. Oh boy. That ain't gonna work. I'm thinking maybe with the thing taken off of there. Max, get over here now. Come on. You're scaring me. Over here and sit down. Sit down. Stay. Anyway, you'll just see what I mean. Nah, didn't work. Oh, Max, I can't get it. I think I'm gonna put pressure back in it. We're just gonna keep filling it until I feel like doing more work to it. Sounds like a plan. Alright, we're gonna take our Schrader valve there piece, put her back in there, and pressure back up. Call me crazy, but I'm not seeing any growing bubbles. I think I might have fixed the leak. Well, I guess I'll find out in like a month or so, but problem solved. Well, I think that's going to do it for us today, folks. Hey, Max, come on over here and say goodbye. Max! Anyways, I'm Johnny Box. This has been Box in the Garage. Again, shout out to Mike from Pine Ridge Garage. I got a link to his YouTube channel right up somewhere in there. Go check him out if you want to see what some of this stuff around here is doing. Check out his videos and you can find out a little bit more. I'm sure you'll like what you see. Until next time, I'm Johnny Box. There's Max. We'll see you guys next time.